Hey, this is Chris with BeerTownAustin. Welcome to another episode of Over a Pint. Today I'm here with Jeff Young, Chris Booth, Black Star Co-op. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
So what do we have here on the table?
So right now we have all of our Irrational beers. The Irrational beers are the ones that you're going to see year-round for the most part, and they all kind of exemplify certain characteristics. So starting from your right to my left, or vice versa, we have High Esteem. High Esteem is our lightest beer. It's made with a lot of Round Rock honey. It's meant to be, one of those thirst quenchers, kind of drier, a little more focused on the hops. And then in contrast to that, Double D is the second one. Double D.
I'm going to drink after you also. Oh, that's cool, right?
That's fine.
That's cool.
I have H1N1. So Double D. Double D is going to be a little bit maltier, a little bit sweeter, and higher alcohol. So High Esteem and Double D are, two of our more basic beers that satisfy the ones that we're going to be brewing the most, the ones that are the most drinkable. And then we get into a couple more where Recalcitrant Dockhand Dark and Roasty is one of my favorite beers.
How do you say that again? I've never said it out loud. I'm just like, the Dockhand.
I had to look up what it meant myself.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I didn't name this one. Recalcitrant Dockhand. Okay. Recalcitrant meaning ornery, and Dockhand, which is a porter. A couple of my buddies brewed this while I was out of town the first time, and because of that, they felt they had the right to name it, and they came up with the Recalcitrant Dockhand. And
thanks for nothing, buddies.
Yeah. Anyway, the beer itself is robust. It is made with molasses. I think 25 pounds of grandma's molasses. So wow. It has a lot of different malts, all kind of vying for attention.
Not too sweet though.
Yeah, not too sweet. Still a very drinkable beer. And it's the complexity and the balance of all the different malts, bitterness, roastiness. Yeah, that's the great thing about Dockhand. Again, one of my favorites. Finally, in the Irrational series, Vulcan. Vulcan is a really delicious beer. I don't think I've ever changed the recipe in it. It has a ton of rye in there. I think about 17 or 18% rye.
Okay.
But then about 20 pounds of hops, finishing with 4 pounds of dry hopped Amarillo, which really just brings all the flavors together, kind of in the apex there.
And that's in a 7-barrel batch?
It's a 10-barrel batch, and I think Vulcan weighs in at about 6.5, 6.7.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Vulcan.
Good.
That's good. Had it more than once. And then this guy is the Moon Tower. Yeah.
Moon Tower, our first Irrational beer. So the Rational beers, there's 4 of those. You'll see those nearly year-round. And then to experiment and do some more pushing the envelope type of beers, we have our Irrational series, Moon Tower being the first. And Moon Tower,
you knocked it out of the park, I think, in my opinion. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a really fun beer in that you just throw a lot of ingredients in there, and it just comes out really nicely. It's 10%, which is the difficult thing in this beer. It's not so much balancing the ingredients, it's putting equal parts of just about every ingredient that I had in there, all the different kinds of malts, but then being able to get a 10% beer that's still fairly drinkable, with none of the flavors being too out of control. I think it came out really smooth, so I'm excited about that being our first Irrational release.
Yeah, it's definitely great.
Cool.
So we got the house beers, and also, Chris, tell me what you do here.
Chris Booth, nice to meet y'all. Became a member owner in 2006. It's been a fun journey, especially now that it's come to fruition. But
probably more fun being here than not.
Yeah. It's really been fun to do the commercial beer ordering.
You're the guy behind the tap wall, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. So we have the 20 commercial drafts. Try to keep it really dynamic, so it changes very frequently.
Dude back there.
Try to keep it brief. Looks like we're getting busy out there. But like I said, try to keep it as exciting as we can. A little over half of them are always from Texas. This is the Jester King Commercial Suicide here, one of my favorite new beers from Texas. And it's been really fun to try all the new Texas beers because, including us, since September, there have been 6 new breweries in Central Texas. So we try to give show a lot of love to the new guys as well. And by the end of the year, it might be hard to get any non-Texas beers on that wall. So
true. And you have a pretty aggressive, I think, swap out tap strategy, right? Like I know you're always
dynamic.
Yeah. And I think it's impressive is you guys are fairly, you've been here putting beer on the wall since September, and you're bringing in kegs that some of the bigger, more renowned bars in Texas have been kind of jockeying for, and you're still getting those. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been surprised what you can get if you just ask. I think some of that's also working with the breweries and their local reps, showing them that we have the clientele that wants to try that kind of thing. Because we have a great clientele that's really got an adventurous palate, and that's also been seen with the Moon Tower here. It's been very, very popular.
Well, I'll let you get back to slinging beers. And I guess we're in the brewery. So, Jeff, do you want to tell me a little bit about your brew house here?
Yeah, sure. It's like you guys stated when you came in, it's a really well-kept brewery, and we designed it such that it had a really good process flow. We could keep everything clean. It was just it's a dream to work in. We got all new equipment, premier stainless equipment, 10-barrel system, direct fire, 4 fermenters, 5 serving tanks with an additional house tap that we can do nitro or kegged beer.
So what's maybe some stuff we could look forward to in the nearish future?
Let's see. So the Irrationals, Moon Tower's the first, and it's something I've kind of been trying to figure out too, because we kind of got a late start on the cold season, so we haven't been able to do too many really big wintry type of beers. But I'm still going to try to make the most out of the cooler weather when we can. The ones coming up, the next one coming up is actually the House Brown 660, which is which is a part of the Texas Brewers Association or the Association of Texas Brewers, trying to get some bills passed. So we're participating in that, and that's basically it's kind of like Double D, but some slight variations on Double D. Again, it's big, it's malty, it's slightly sweet. I'm pretty excited to see how that one comes out. And then the 2 after that, one maybe has been known before because we've made it before in test batches, and it's called Rover. Which is a really good Belgian golden ale. That's kind of our spring seasonal. Uses 100 pounds of good flow honey, which is just amazing honey. So
that's a lot of pounds of honey.
It's a lot of honey. The beer itself is about 8.5%, and it's a simple beer, but it's meant to be an elegant beer where if you really take care of the Belgian yeast, you can get a lot of great delicate flavors out of it, in addition to all the delicate flavors of the honey. So I'm excited about that one. But then in addition to that one, I just kind of sat down and made up a beer a couple of days ago that is coming down the pipeline, and I'm really excited about. Where we have Vulcan, which is it's more of our balanced hoppy beer. I kind of want to push the limit of that a little bit more. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah, so something that I want to do to that is, what was the style I was calling it? An Imperial Cascadian Rye IPA. So it takes basically where Vulcan has started and pushes it a little bit further. It's going to be dark. It's going to have a lot more roasted rye in it, and just about the same hops. But because the gravity is going to be pushed up on it, it's going to be about 8.5%. Those same hops will just be much more prevalent. It's about 115 IBUs. So pretty bitter beer. It's up there, and it's going to be really fun. So it's basically starting with Vulcan and just continuing in that direction. And that's I named it Vector.
Nerd. Well, we got to go. Time's up.
Okay, right on.
Transitioning. Well, thanks, Jeff.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. And thanks, Black Star Co-op.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.